Everybody watch out! Watch out!
How dangerous is this job?
I'm terrified to drive on the road now.
You gotta watch every step going down. It would kill me.
Mercy.
You and the truck never conked out another season.
Sometimes it doesn't matter what I do, it's not good enough.
You just pick and choose what you want to do.
I don't think it's a life choice for me.
He keeps coming up here because he's got no work down there.
I'm here 365 days a year. He's maybe here 4 months.
You guys are pretty competitive.
Oh, you'd screw me out of a job just as fast as I'd screw you out of a job.
King of the Chrome. That'd be James.
As soon as you walk away, the knife is coming out.
Traditionally, at the end of the day, Jamie and his crew like to come back here to the barn for something they call Beer O'Clock. It's an opportunity to trade stories, to blow off some steam, and to talk about what happened up on the road. I'm Mark Miller. I'm the producer of Highway Through Hell, and the guys have invited us back for a final Beer O'Clock and a behind-the-scenes look at what happened last season. They tell me the beer's going to be cold and the stories are already heating up, so let's get inside.
And we'll have a bit of a pool, and we'll put the calendar on the wall.
Hey, guys.
Yep, $10
Hey,
a
Mark.
square.
Thanks for having me. This looks awesome.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Wow, what a year.
Yeah.
Yep, sure was.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I couldn't believe how much snow we had. We had avalanche close the coat for a few days. We had rock slides.
Trees coming down.
Trees hit your truck. Tons of wreck, tons of snow. I thought a good way to kick it all off is just to look at, you know, the kind of weather year we had and some of the challenges. So we got some tape, so let's watch the monitor.
Okay.
So it looks like we got a little bit of snow happening here. Do you guys feel it?
-5, -6 for low. Everybody that way!
You can leave on a sunny day, and by the time you get up this hill, you're in a blinding snowstorm.
Accidents all over the place.
Road closed and now avalanches are starting. We shouldn't even be here.
Hey, look at the blowing snow. Look at this. Holy.
Bring back some memories.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Was this a normal year for weather?
A lot of rain down here and lots of wet snow up there, so.
Well, the wet stuff, you might as well just pour grease on the road, because that's what it feels like when you're driving in it.
You can feel the front end wanting to go every which way but the right way.
Have you guys ever got frostbite, or anybody ever frozen anything?
Yeah.
But you learn from that. So you buy better clothes and you dress warmer, and then you're good for the next one.
As the season starts in the winter, you know, you're kind of out of shape from the summer, and you get into the winter time, and after a couple of weeks, you take it a little bit easy at first, and then the next thing you know, you're rock and rolling all the time, and you're like a machine. You sleep, eat, work, get back up, and you do it all over again. There's you don't have a life, you don't have anything else going on. The only thing you do is, any chance you get to rest, you rest. Anytime you can to eat, you eat. You have a shower as a luxury, eh?
Yeah.
Probably after 2 or 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're so busy just focusing on what we're doing. We're in our own little box, right?
Well, what you guys focus on is dealing with big wrecks.
Yeah.
And we certainly had some big ones this year, didn't we?
We sure did.
Is there a wreck that you wish you wouldn't have had to deal with this year? That one that you just, you know, couldn't stand?
For me, it was the one helping out the guys up in Tickantowing. Ooh, she's crashed pretty good.
That's all I was concerned about. You know,
Okay.
These power lines are so powerful, they'll jump to your boom.
Well, we're just a little worried because of the power lines right here, so I'm just keeping an eye on that for Jamie. Jamie! Your truck!
It's a lot of weight there, man, more than you know.
That job, you know, it had everything that could have went wrong, and that job really did. I mean, the cargo, we didn't open the trailer because we don't want to ruin the integrity of the box, right? So the cargo slid all the way to the front. The weight was all one side, and the trailer was actually an old rotten trailer, and we couldn't get a good angle on lifting because of the power line. So when that trailer buckled, it was like, you know, I've had it.
Sammy, you we had that rock slide one where one truck went over the edge. The other truck stands up, but they both caught fire.
Yeah, they two burned.
The head on one?
And I remember you guys were doing rock, paper, scissors to see who was going to go over the side. Unfortunately, you lost.
Good 100 feet down.
Okay, grab that block, run it down to Sam.
Oh, man, we gotta hook up this trailer.
Yeah,
There'll be a good scotch egg tonight. What for the rocks? Once rock sliding, you're done. That'll be it.
Sammy, drag it down to the truck so we know how much we got.
Yeah, hang on. I need some more.
Keep going.
Get a snatch block down there.
You were carrying snatch blocks.
Yes.
Those weigh what?
Yep.
50, 75 pounds each?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was tough because
Yeah, it
those
was.
rocks were mossy. And
Yes, it sure was. You gotta watch every step of going down or you could lose it and just tumble all the way down.
And when you're swamping a rigging, carrying the rigging on a truck, we call it swamping, that's an amazing physical job. I mean, even just running the wrecker and pulling cables is physically hard. And, he worked really hard that day. Like, that would have been, what do you think of that? How much? You were pretty well done.
That one was really, really hard work,
Yeah.
that one.
Like, it took you a day or two to recover from that
Yeah,
wreck. Like,
that was-
believe it or not, it's so physically demanding.
Sore.
That was a
Are you
workout.
kind
That
of,
was a workout.
but you seem like a kind of a sucker for punishment. You seem up for doing that stuff. Or is that a requirement to be a swamper?
Well, that's what the swamper does,
Yeah.
or a swamper on a truck.
And I don't mind.
What would happen if he started to complain?
It cost me a lot of money in scotch if he complained. Because he loves scotch.
We didn't notice that during the series at all. Well, listen, I want to talk a little bit about these trucks because, they became real stars in this show.
5-4 to 1-5.
5-2 base.
I'm already on route 15. Okay, we're good to go. Keeping the highway open. Partners in progress. Speed for highway.
What a beast, eh?
That's when you first brought her back.
5 Alpha 3 North update. David Davis en route.
Every part of me is driven to have the latest, most innovative equipment available. And we have some of the best equipment in the world. World-class stuff in Hope.
They look great in that red and white.
They have the look. They look official. They look like they should be on the job, and they look like they're going to take care of business.
You had Heavy Rescue 52, your truck, and then we had the Rotator. Even though the Rotator's it's like the Superman of trucks. 52 went out and did most of the jobs. Why is that? Why not throw the big iron at everything?
Well, the Rotator is a very specialist unit. Like, it's not your average tow truck that's going to come and haul a tractor down the road every day. I mean, it'll move or tow something off the road if there's nobody else available or in an emergency situation, but it's not an everyday truck that
It
goes
can
out.
lift things, but what can 52 do that the Rotator can't?
Tow.
Tow base, I can almost scale just about anything. Right?
What does that mean, scale?
Well, weight-wise, it's a lighter truck compared to his. Like when we leave Hope here, we got weigh scales.
We're surrounded.
We're surrounded by weigh scales.
And you have to stop with those weigh scales.
That's right, yeah.
And what happens if you're too heavy?
Okay,
Tickets, big tickets.
$375 fine.
One of the things I wanted to talk about was the new guy. Ken, how was it up there for you?
It was good. Good. It was an interesting winter.
Well, you came from the city, so before we get too far into this, let's take a look at some tape, sort of your highlights reel.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I've been riding around on tow trucks for 34 years. I have experience in all types of towing. If it involves a tow truck, there's nothing that I can't do. I'm not going to go back into Vancouver with my tail between my legs and say I couldn't cut it. It's not an option.
There's more failures than there are success stories in this business.
They're closed their hood. They're done doing what they're doing. They're just putting windshield fluid in, so they don't need me. Gamble didn't pay off. This was a lottery ticket. We'd be throwing it in the garbage right now. When you're in Vancouver, you go to work, you call in your truck, you get a call, you get a call, you get a call, you'll get 12 calls in a row. Whereas up here, it's not like that.
This is real, Ken. I've got cars in the ditch. I got the competition towing cars, and it's a real thing. It's a real problem.
So
I'm not pointing the finger at
If you ever come up to
you.
us and said, you know what, we should get shifts started So everybody goes up and sleeps.
This is the first time I've ever
talked to all you guys that you guys should get up there in the morning. Have I not ever told you that?
It's a real problem, and you get all defensive about it. It kind of pisses me off a little bit. We either got to straighten it out or get rid of whatever's sloppy around here.
That was kind of a dark day here.
It was, yeah.
With heavy rescue, wasn't it?
Yeah, some days are like that when you're towing. Some days are good, some days are dark.
You talked in the clips there about, oh, my gamble didn't pay off. If this was a lottery ticket, I'd be throwing the garbage.
Yep.
Do you wish you wouldn't have taken the gamble and
Oh,
came
hell
here?
no. No, I wouldn't change this for the world. This was, it was a good thing. I needed to, I'm a better operator now after a winter driving on the Coquihalla Highway. There was dark, but there was lots of light. There was lots of good times too. So it's just a matter of this winter I'll be a lot better. I'll know how my system's all down pat, and I'll know what it takes to succeed up there.
Talk about the biggest adjustment for you coming up here. What was the biggest adjustment from coming from the big city?
The biggest adjustment for me is the 24/7 type of thing. You know, 30 days, no days off in the wintertime. At first, when I first came up, it bothered me a lot, but now I understand why it's like.
Well, early on, I remember you were kind of grousing a little bit.
Yeah.
About, you know, we got to have shifts, and I remember you didn't like that very much, did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they don't. Like this winter, we never patrolled the mountain enough. Our one-ton guys just don't have it together, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I didn't come up here to tow cars, though. I came up here to tow trucks. Now I'm doing car towing. I've been doing good car towing. So it seems to me that it doesn't matter if I do a good job or a bad job for you. You're just going to find some other way
Let me finish
to bring
talking.
other people in.
So wait, hang on a minute here. He's obviously not happy. So you feel like you've been pigeonholed?
I don't know if I've been pigeonholed. I just feel like sometimes it doesn't matter what I do. It's not good enough.
So you want to drive truck, and you want to haul big truck?
Yeah.
Can he do that, or why aren't you letting him do that?
I don't quite think it's his natural forte. You know what I mean? You can drive big truck, you can go tow trucks here and there, you know, but you know what? You're not that kind of a guy who's gonna, how do you say it? It's hard to say that. You don't want to, you know, I'm not here to slam Ken.
How does that make you feel, Ken?
I did 20 years of towing trucks in Vancouver. I've done all kinds of recoveries. I've gone all over BC doing that type of thing. I know that I can do the job, but I don't feel I've been given a proper opportunity here to prove that I can. So that's how I feel about it.
Listen, at the other end of the spectrum here is Bruce. Bruce, you turned 65 this year, I think.
Yep, last month.
You're just a young pup.
56 again. Gonna give her again.
Let's look at some highlights from your season, and then we'll come back. We'll talk more about that.
Bruce is Bruce. We all call him Crazy Horse. That's his nickname.
A lot of these new guys can't keep up the hours that the rest of us can. 64, I can go 36, 52 hours without sleep. Doesn't bother me.
You send him out on a job, he'll do it his way. He might break something along the way, but he will get the job done.
Oh, my grader.
Bruce, he'll just do what he wants to do, regardless of what you tell him to do. You know, he's his own guy.
Job done good, no damage whatsoever.
I worry about Bruce all the time. He works his damn ass off. For an older guy, it's a tough deal.
Well, Bruce, cheers to that.
Brucey.
You and the truck never conked out another season.
Bruce, do you find it tough out there at all, or are you just ready to go all
I'm
the time?
ready to go all the time. I can go home, you know, grab an hour's sleep, Jamie will call me, and I'm gone again.
Do you feel that you need to keep moving fast to prove to the other guys that you're not?
No.
He just keeps moving so he doesn't seize up.
Got to keep that drive shaft turning or it's going to fall out.
I will drink to that one.
Rigor mortis sets in, right? So,
yeah, and it ain't where you want it.
no, that's right.
Well, 2 years ago, you were in an accident that put you in the hospital.
2009, October 29th.
Are you sure?
And,
October 29th, and I was driving Adam's old truck when it happened.
And that was, you were in the hospital for a week or so, I think?
4 days.
We spent a whole episode, you and Monkhouse and everybody, trying to get you to talk about that accident, why you came back. You could have easily retired.
Yeah.
Why did you come back?
Because if I retired after that, it would kill me.
Why would it kill you?
Nothing to do.
being ready to retire and being able to retire is two different things. Like, tow truck drivers don't have fancy pension plans. We don't have any, you know, we just live day by day. You know, if Bruce retires tomorrow, how is he going to survive?
Do you cut him some slack at all? Do you try to throw him?
Bruce, I'll tell you what, I mean, I put up a lot of from Bruce lots of times, and but here it is. I mean, I have a soft spot for Bruce because at the end of the day, he's right. I mean, you know, we're surrounded by, you know, big companies and governments, and all these employees get union rates and union benefits, and they have retirement packages and all this. And this industry doesn't have that for these people. So, you know, I have to kind of take a guy under my wing, a guy who's served the public for as many years as Bruce has been here. I mean, since the Coke opened, Bruce has been here, keeping that road open. And these guys stand the test of time. You know, they transgress my company, the next company, the next company. If I went broke tomorrow and I wasn't around here, this guy'd be working for another company and still be fighting the hill. So these drivers are really the glue to this business, and they don't get that benefit. They don't get the
So there's
extra.
a responsibility?
I have a responsibility to look after Bruce.
But is there responsibilities or a code among towers?
The towing industry looks after its own because nobody else does. Nobody likes tow truck drivers except for other tow truck drivers.
So there's a fair number of accidents involving tow guys, and you've been hurt, right?
Yeah, I've had 12 WCB claims in 24 years.
Well, listen, we got some tape talking about injuries and the dangers of the job. Let's do that, and we'll come back and talk more about it here in a sec.
Pisses me off.
You gotta watch each other's butt. It's in 25 years I've been doing this as a job. I've been crushed, pinned, squished, put a hole in my eyeball, broke the orbital bone, tore my rotator cuffs, ripped my bicep off my arm, got crushed or pinned underneath a motorhome for 45 minutes in the snow. A tow truck friend who I worked with for a couple of years had been hit on the side of the highway.
Our mainline roads were ugly today. This red car had slammed into a tow truck driver who'd been helping a stranded motorist.
I hear sirens are coming.
Wow, eh?
Yikes.
I still
Happens every day.
get a chill watching that.
Yeah.
Nobody slows down. Nobody
Martin's
cares.
doing better, I hear.
Yeah, he's well on the road to recovery. I mean, he's wheeling around the hospital so much he's got to go for surgery to get carpal tunnel from doing the frickin' wheels around the hospital chasing the nurses.
How dangerous is this job?
It's up there, and it's got to be one of the most hazardous occupations.
Could say compared to say a crab fisherman, a cop. What do you think?
It's a different type of danger.
Other services, so say an ambulance or a police service or fire service, everybody works shifts. So the crews of those places are all working shifts. So they get 4 on, 4 off. These guys don't get 4 on, 4
You
off.
get tired.
So they're working 24 hours.
So it's not only the risk of getting run over.
The exposure is 3 times greater.
You're tired. You're out there more.
If we're out in the middle of nowhere doing a job by ourselves, like we always are, if what happened to Martin happened to me up on the Hope Princeton in the middle of the night, I would have bled out. I would have died because there wouldn't have been anybody to come by and help me.
And no
he
cell
had help
phone.
within 3 minutes when he got hit. If that happened to me up on the hill somewhere, to any of us up there,
Yeah.
we're dead. We bleed out.
And they have a greater risk, greater exposure to.
And there's no cell service up on Highway 3.
Do you think people who are driving around and they see the flashing amber lights?
They don't slow down.
Amber lights. What do you when you're hitting an intersection, the light goes yellow? What do? Do you boot it or do you stop?
Most people
You boot it. So yellow lights are immune to them. Don't mean nothing. 25 guys this year in North America, tow truck drivers, have died on the job.
25
Yeah, I
people.
checked this morning on the tow truck website. Yeah.
Wow.
That's not counting the guys that have been
It's a
injured.
dangerous job we do.
I don't know if it's dangerous as crab fishing, but it's certainly
It's a different type of
it's
danger.
the same element.
It's a different type of danger.
Every industry has its own
Oh, yeah.
dangers, right?
Yeah.
So
But why do it? Why do it?
It's what you know. I mean, I was born into it, so
Yeah,
I'm
we've all
second
been-
generation.
It's back to this. It's in your blood thing
You
again.
grow up
It's
with
rewarding
it.
because you're helping people every day, and there's a huge amount of reward in that. in
It's an
helping people
exciting
get-
job, too.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a rush. It's an adrenaline
You'll
rush.
be doing nothing. You'll go from 0 to 60 like right
You got to
now.
be a gambler. It's part of the gambling thing too.
So you've never been to a semi-accident like this much?
No, nothing like this. Never seen anything like it. 5, you don't know what it's going to be like.
5 semis.
This guy's got to go first. He's jammed into the other 2 trucks.
I want to have a little fun with it because you gotta love your job. The job that you do should be a job that you love.
Oh my my God.
Just turned into a fatal.
Well, a 16-year-old should never have to see anything like that.
You're gonna have to swing this hammer. My arm is too sore. I didn't ask you if you wanted to.
Come on, you're a little driver guy.
Get up there and get there.
Jewelry, I don't wear any jewelry, and I don't believe that you should be wearing jewelry in our job.
Go find a remote for tow truck driver here.
Go find a rule.
We'll start calling you Brenda.
Yeah. If he finds a rule that says I can't wear them, I'll take them out.
Brandon, you need to come down and help. You're the boss's kid. You should be down there working.
What's he going down for?
Hey, Brandon!
Hey! Get up here. Get up here.
Don't yell at me. I'm listening to you guys. Now I lost all respect. I don't want to be told what to do ever again by them.
At the table joining us now, the newest member of Heavy Rescue, Brandon, Jamie's stepson. What was the hardest part of the job for you?
Waking up. Yeah. Yeah, waking up.
As it is for any 16, 17-year-old, right?
Exactly. Getting up and...
How did he do, guys? How did he make up?
He did good. It's a world for a young guy to be working in. I mean, it's not... His buddies are working at McDonald's and Chevron and that kind of crap, and he's out there in the blizzard looking at dead people.
And
Great job.
And that first wreck, man, that was a crazy night.
Yeah, that was hectic.
You still think about that?
Oh, yeah. I get reminded of it all the time.
Yeah. It changed you a little bit?
For sure it did, yeah.
Make you respect the road a bit?
Oh, yeah. How these drivers go out there in the insane weathers and conditions they do and pretty much risking your life, right? So.
Yeah. Jamie, how did he do?
I think he did good. Not exactly the work ethic I had when I was 16, tell you that.
Hang on, well, what's your expectation? Adam, what is your expectation of a new guy coming in?
Well, he should be showing a little bit more enthusiasm than what he does. You know, he doesn't really get out of bed or...
He should prove himself.
The only time he comes around is when he really needs money. And that's not being lying, is it?
No, well, winter is when I'm going to step up the most, right?
Yeah, but you should be learning in the summertime, too, though.
But I'm also a teenager, and I want to live my life.
You just pick and choose what you want to do. Well, if you want to live your life the way you do, you're not going to be a wrecker guy, that's for sure. You can't base your life around what you want to do. You have to base it around everybody else's. That's what tow truck guys do.
What do you think? Is this something you want to do? Do you see yourself 10, 15 years down the road being like Adam?
I see myself in the next couple of years doing this, but as a life choice, no.
Then why would you bother at all, then?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get anybody, like, if you want to learn how to do it, nobody's going to spend any time on you if you're not going to give it your all. Right?
Come all or don't come at all.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys all had a first job, right?
Yeah.
Or did you guys just, boom, right to tow trucking?
No, we all had a good first job.
Newspaper boys, I know it.
Yeah.
You were. That's right. So exactly, there you go.
When I was your age, I was living on my own, supporting myself. I wasn't living at my mom and dad's place.
I was working in a cannery at Steaston making huge coin.
Exactly. So you're not doing that anymore. So why can't I do something for my portion of my life and then move on to
do what you want to do.
These guys are hard on you, man.
It's a learning process, and I really like it. It gives you the work ethic of guys that are like, you know, doing full-time jobs and supporting families, because you're out there, you're going hard, and you're waking up whenever, and you're out there and it's freezing cold, snow, and it's hard, and I like it, so I'll be there for a couple of years. I don't think it's a life choice for me.
You got a new truck this year?
Yeah.
So you're all set, though? You're going to hit it hard this winter?
I'm going to go. I'm going to go, yeah, for sure.
All right.
I'm going to use it.
It's going to be great, man. It's going to be fun to see you go. You know, up on the Coke, you guys tend to dominate it, but you aren't the only crew up there. And there are other companies that are trying to get in on the action. So let's roll a little table, come back, talk about that.
Liken it kind of to the Hatfield McCoys. Their family's been in it for, I think, 3 generations, and ours has been in it for this. We're just coming on to our 3rd generation.
They're all chrome and gleam. I'm a work truck. Their trucks are always shiny. My truck is dirty because I'm working all the time.
It gets the hair, stands up on the back of your neck if Al's getting you on a job.
What would you rather pay for, 10 men or one guy that works like 10 men? How about that? Take that, James.
I don't believe he should be here. This isn't his area. He should stay down in the valley and tow with the other down there, as far as I'm concerned. he keeps coming up here because he's got no work down there.
I see there's another wrecker going by right there. And I don't know if he's coming for this one or not, and I don't really care.
So I just hate to see him around here.
That just makes your blood boil, doesn't it, watching that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, folks, look, we have a special guest I'd like to bring in. And let's see if we can liven up Beer O'Clock a little bit. Hey, Al, you out there?
What the hell's going on?
Holy
You guys talking about me?
the big green goblin's here.
We better pour him a glass of this
How you doing, Adam?
motor
James?
truck ale. How are you, Al?
Hill? Ken?
How are you, buddy?
Kevin?
Good to see you.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mark, good to see you.
Yeah, we made her.
Here, we buy you a beer, buddy.
So listen, your two companies are very different. I can't imagine them being more different. You got lots of trucks, and you're right here at the entrance, and you're coming in from what, say 90 minutes away?
No, about an hour.
An hour away.
100K from my house to here.
Okay, so should you be working that mountain?
Should I be?
I don't know.
I've earned my place there over the years. My family's hauled through Hope since long before the Coquihalla was ever open, that's for sure. So I've earned my place here. I used to ride through Hope here in my grandpa's tow truck. My dad, myself, and I bring my boys up here to help me too. So.
What do you think, Adam?
Well, I don't know. He's kind of an Aldergrove boy. I think he should be staying down there, but...
It's all part of my backyard.
Yeah.
Some days it's your day, Adam. Some days it's mine. That's just the way it is.
I'm here 365 days a year. He's maybe here 4 months, 5 months of the year.
Is it a rivalry between your two families?
Competitive-wise, sure it is. Huge.
Do you like each other?
We're friends.
End of the day, we
Beer
don't.
o'clock, it's
Beer o'clock. But we still fight like
when
dogs.
the dinger goes, we're going to hop into trucks and go pull in the same truck together. That's not a big deal. That's what this industry should be, is a little bit more camaraderie instead of one guy after the other guy all the time.
Well, but hang on a minute. You guys are pretty competitive.
Oh,
You'd screw me out of a job just as fast as I'd screw you out of a job. Right
I'm
there.
not worried about you. Adam is the screwer.
It's
a sport.
Are you going to take that?
As soon as you shake Al's hand, as soon as you walk away, the knife is coming out like that, okay? We see, the funny thing is about the Coquihalla is I can pick everything up on my radio at home. So you always hear Al saying things he shouldn't be saying to the VSA guys, and well, you know what? That's
it's a kind of a tough road.
Business.
And I called him the Jamie Davis comic strip for the winter. That was my big thing. The Jamie Davis.
We called it the circus.
Jamie Davis comic strip. That was.
But isn't that going to get? Isn't
no,
that
I
like
don't.
sticking your hand in a hornet's nest?
No, because you know what? When you're pointing your finger, one thing you got to learn is there's always 3 or 4 pointing back, right? Try it once. That's the easiest thing. So, you know, calling a guy down or ribbing him on the side of the road is one thing. But at the end of the day, if Adam needs a hand, don't think for a second I won't stop. And hey, man, you need a hand, you need a guy in the shovel, whatever, right? It's not the end of the world.
You would help him
I
out?
like towing. I don't care if it's a red truck, a purple one, or even a maroon one. That's okay too. I think once it's in the blood, you're hooked. And that's the truth.
That's true. That's true.
Know?
You ask about the rivalry.
Well, the
rivalry.
If I need a rotator, James.
Yeah, but our rivalry has been the same for generations, and it'll keep being the same competitive-wise. It'll never end.
Probably keeps you on your game a little bit.
It does. Competition is a great thing.
It is.
Does it keep you on your game?
That makes me feel young. Sure.
And it just makes you go gray.
We need something.
He's not great. Look at this.
One guy who was at the center of it a little bit this year was Kevin. We got some tape just to help remind you a little bit of what it was like.
Oh. I'm going for a ride. Yeah, I was one of them kids that watch the fire trucks go by, watch the police cars, watch the ambulances. Yeah, it's one of them guys.
He's got a good heart, he's good intentions, and he's loyal. I mean, he's been here a long, long time.
I got everything you think you need for a wreck. Sockets, flares, fuel pump, hammers, torches, horn. Best part of the whole truck is that horn. I love that horn. We've got the road closed, and now ambulances are starting. We shouldn't even be here. Driving this thing, it scares the out of me, and it scared me again last night. Smashed into him, and then they both went over, both trucks. That's the worst one I've seen. I hate bridges, just because I've seen so many trucks go off them. Ever since this accident happened, I've been leery on going over them. I don't need to die for my job. You want my license? I'll give it to you. I'm not going to be
young forever, so I would like to back away from this and get into the film industry a little more and do more shooting. I've known Jamie for about 10 years. I've sort of adopted him as my dad, you know. I guess we both adopted each other. Focus, 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 focus.
I've been thinking about your truck and you. I can't keep guys around here on the hour for the summer when we're slow.
Well, like, feel the weather. It could snow tonight still, right? I think you're jumping the gun a little too quick.
Yeah, you know, season's over. But it happens every year, and it's what we got to do.
You remember that day?
Yep.
That wasn't a fun day. You were a little surprised.
I was shocked.
Yet, all season long, one of the running, sort of reoccurring themes for you was whether or not you even want to be in this business anymore.
Yeah.
Why were you questioning your career choice?
If I knew then what I know now, I probably wouldn't have even got a Class 1, but at the same time, you know, I've had fun along the way in this business and in my other jobs, driving truck. I don't regret it. I don't want to take it back. It's just, I want to do other things now.
Adam, you're sort of his closest friend. You guys have been on the hill long before even when Jamie showed up here.
Yeah.
Was it tough to see you? Tough for you to watch him this year sort of struggle with those choices?
It was frustrating work-wise. You know, I think if he wants to make a career change, he should just do it.
Jamie got you this new rescue truck at the beginning of the year. You told us this truck was awesome, and you guys were super excited about it. New paint, had all this magic in it. And by the end of the year, you hated that truck. So was that truck a mistake?
No. It wasn't the truck so much. It was that wreck at Spuzzum that did it for me.
The one where the guy went off the bridge and ended up underneath the bridge?
Ever since then, it's been going through my mind like crazy. Like, I'm terrified to drive on the road now. I don't even want to drive because, you know, you get all these crazy people just Mach 2 in a snowstorm coming at you, and if that truck hits me, I'm done. I don't have a motor.
Yeah, you don't have an engine.
I don't have nothing in front of me to protect me.
Jamie, do you know, did you think that through? Do you know, having a city fire truck that's used for short drives to little fires with no engine in the front, is that the right truck to be on the highway?
That truck's the right truck configuration-wise for what we need. You know, in the old days, there was lots of cab-over trucks, and the term was, you know, you're always the first guy at the crash because you were right up front in the windshield, and that's an old cab-over type situation.
Pick your legs up.
So, you know, it's a set-forward cab, and, you know, whether the cab's, I mean, I guess it is more dangerous for them, but, you know, yeah, I don't know. It is more dangerous, but the truck is built for what we need, and, I mean, it has everything we need.
You know, as you guys see all these wrecks and you see all these tragedies unfold in front of you over the years, and you've all talked about that this season, does it change the way you perceive other drivers, and does it make you really, I don't know, to a certain degree, you talk about being afraid to drive. Does it affect you the same way, Adam?
Well, it affects me lots, yeah. I see dead bodies year after year, sometimes month after month. And it does get to a guy, but you just have to learn to put that aside when you're working. I have a job that needs to be done, and nobody's going to do that job for me. So at that present time, I can't worry about things like that.
Got a bit of tape. Let's roll that, and then we'll come back and talk about how you deal with that mountain.
I would say Adam's pretty well top dog here.
When all hits the fan, I start racing in my mind. I got to get there. I got to get there. I got to get there. I'm always scared somebody else is going to beat me there and scoop me on the jobs. Some people smoke dope or drink booze. I just tow. And that's my rush.
Jamie's been this cable now for a month. He doesn't want to replace it.
Is it the third time?
That's the fifth time. So when I get back, I'm parking the truck in the yard till he puts cable on it.
I'll come home bitchy, crabby, grumpy, you know, and you got to take it out on somebody. So is it really worth my stress? I don't know. I want to actually come plow snow one year. I might do that next winter, maybe. I don't know. Contemplating it.
Powerful stuff, man.
Sure.
You seem really frustrated at the end of the season. In fact, you did go on strike for a day. How are you feeling now?
Well, winter time's coming, so it'll be a whole new series of problems and thoughts and everything else, and asking yourself why you even stayed. And
you talked about quitting, maybe go plowing snow. We saw it in the clip there. Obviously, you're not thinking about doing that. You are coming back then?
Well, I'll be here for another winter, but you know, the problem that gets me is actually the summertime. There's too much lull in the summer, so I have too much time to think. I like to be driving.
I heard a rumor that they've hired another driver this year.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Scotty?
Well, it's half the problem in the wintertime is I'm kind of like the go-to guy. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but
You've got too much on your plate.
I probably handle about 90% or 85–90% of the work come the wintertime for the big truck stuff.
But this new driver, he used to work the Coke.
Yeah.
He's a pretty ambitious guy, too, I understand. Is there a risk that you two guys are going to fight it out to be king of the Coke next year?
Well, I don't think he's going to be king of the Coke. I don't think. I've got nothing to prove to him.
You're going to keep that title, aren't you?
Yeah, he basically has to prove himself to me. I don't have to prove it to him.
Jamie, you had a few challenges this year being the boss, and we put a bit of tape together just to help refresh everybody's memories.
To cheer you up.
To cheer you up, yeah.
I need it.
That's my biggest thing in this whole world is equipment damage. This truck costs $130,000. It's my... I hate damage.
Look, right in shreds. I could easily say, okay, you're fired, and you're gone out of here. What would you do if you were the boss? You'd be pretty...
I'd be upset, yeah.
These aren't really made for lifting.
I know, that's why I had to change. I had to change tires like go.
A lot of company guys would be looking at that and going, wow, what do you keep those guys for, you know? And sometimes it's like...
No, but I went to pull it out, though, and it wouldn't come.
Get a sledgehammer out of my truck, out of the box, and give it a tap, because it's frozen. Go make some frickin' money.
Jamie doesn't like to be the boss. He doesn't like giving people when guys damage things or don't show up to work. There's no real consequences. You know, he just sucks it up.
I can work with people. I got more patience than the average guy, I'll tell you that. Bring it on.
So, Jamie, you know, you are a pretty good boss. You take care of the guys. We talked a little bit about that earlier. And but, guys, what do you see as Jamie's flaws?
No, here it comes.
I think he has a need for too many pets. When people have pet cats or dogs, he has pet employees.
You talked a lot about how you were going to fire people, and you never really did. You would say to us, yeah, that guy's got to go, and we'd show up and nothing would happen.
Well, I don't take a person's livelihood lightly, you know. I mean, this business creates huge stress on people and their personal lives. I mean, you're talking 24/7.
But even if that costs you money?
You know, how do you push a guy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and then give him a hard time when he's giving you his best, and he has a problem?
But what if his best isn't good enough, Adam? What do you... Not you, of course.
Well, I don't know. The thing is, it's not like there's people banging down our door to come to work and hope.
Yeah, how many people want to go into a raging snowstorm at get out of their bed in 10 minutes and 3 o'clock in the morning and go into a snowstorm, lie on your back in the slush.
I'll do it.
Lie on your back in the slush, chain up, and then work for 10 hours without a break.
And then starve to death in the summertime.
But you...
And then no work in the summer.
What kind of boss was he?
I like him. I like working with him. He's really easygoing.
You got to say that, though.
Well,
he'll kick you out of the house.
No, he's really easygoing. He doesn't criticize while you're on the job. He's good.
He's got a heart of gold. Jamie's a great guy to work for. Jamie cares about the driver, cares about the driver's family. He never stops caring, no matter what, no matter how bad things go sideways. You might not see each other for a couple years, but you're always going to be buddies.
What's your one piece of advice for him going into the new season?
I want to see Jamie take a week off before the frickin' snow starts flying. And we need to get somebody to help Jamie with all the minor details, because his memories, he's got so much in his mind.
I try to keep everything up here. And I need to say, hey,
just
that's
too
your
much
job,
going on.
that's
Nobody
your
can
job.
do it. Nobody can do it.
One of the biggest characters in this series, and we haven't talked about it yet today, is the Coke itself. And we thought we'd try something a little bit different today. And are Are you guys up for a little adventure?
Oh, yeah. Oh, let's do this.
Okay, well, let's go see that Coke from a slightly different perspective. You're hoping for a couple of trucks, aren't you? All right, boys.
Oh. You're going to take us up in a chopper.
So there it is.
Nice.
You guys ever been up before?
No.
I've never flown before.
Never even been up in an
Are you
airplane?
serious?
I figured you guys might like to see something a little bit different, something that you're very familiar with, but from a bit of a different perspective. All right, well, let's do this thing.
Get on it.
Okay,
All right.
let's go for it.
Wow.
Half of me wants to do it, the other half is like, no, run. Run now.
Part of the A-team, or aren't you?
Oh, no, I can't go. I can't go.
He's not going. It's okay. You gotta make the right choices for you.
Well, what do you think? Scared? Yeah. Really? Oh, yeah. We're staying off 1.5 miles southeast, and we'll be departing northeastbound Coquihalla next, switching traffic, Mr. Hotel Bravo.
Wow. How's that feel, boys?
That's nice.
Let's take it up a little bit higher. Let's go up 5 minutes.
Stay on the other side of the road there, Brad, right, sharp right turn there now. Stay, what the that side of the snow forward. No more like that. Let me out of here.
I guess I'm a little bit worried if I scare you guys too badly, then I want to walk down.
Well, I'm already thinking about getting a cab up to the top here. That's amazing. What do you think? Pretty cool. Never seen something like that.
And straight up the nose here, off the front of the helicopter is the Coke. It's too bad Kevin's not here. I think he'd have enjoyed this.
Yeah. As long as he comes at 3 o'clock in the morning, that's all that matters.
That's the Smasher right there, isn't it? Brandon, can you see the Smasher out there?
Snow shed's like right below it right there. There's always something happening right there for some reason.
Yeah, this would be a great spot.
Oh, what a view.
Look at that, eh?
Incredible. Top of the mountain, Brandon. Smile. Look at me. I want to kind of see over that rock.
Oh, there it is right there. You see the highlight.
Wow.
So that's the Smasher right there?
Yeah, right there. That hill doesn't look that big from here.
Hey, it's pretty insignificant out here.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a tiny little hill. Winter's coming.
Winter's coming.
Winter's coming. And it begins again.